Okay, in section 2-1, you learned how to write algebraic expressions, and in section 2-2, you'll learn how to write algebraic equations. Now, the main difference between an equation and an expression is that an equation has an equal sign, whereas an expression does not. So the main difference is that you'll be writing sentences that include equal signs. Okay. So the main difference is that you'll see the word is when working with word sentences that translate into equations. So is typically translates to equals. Write that down in your notes. It is very important. Okay, so let's try one together. Move this guy out of the way. Okay, so 12 more than a number x is 17. Well, 12 more than, so more than typically means plus. So 12 more than a number x, that could be x plus 12 or 12 plus x, is means equals 17. This is how you translate a word sentence into an equation. That's basically it. You could have also written 12 plus x equals 17. Either is correct. Now try this one on your own. This one's a little bit trickier. 22 less than a number m is 18. So 22 less than, remember there's something tricky about when working with less than. Pause the video and try it. Press play when you're ready. Okay, so 22 less than a number m is 18. 22 less than m is 18. That would be m minus 22 equals 18. Don't get caught in the trap where you write 22 minus m. That is not the same thing. 22 less than translates into minus 22. You could have also written m plus the opposite of 22 equals 18. Either is correct. I prefer this way, but either is correct. All right, now let's do this one together. 6 added to twice the number g is 72. Actually, pause it first and press play when you're ready, then we'll do it together. Okay, so 6 added to twice the number g is 72. So 6 added to, that's going to be plus 6 twice the number g to g is 72. So that's just, we can write it a couple of different ways. 2g plus 6 equals 72, or 6 plus 2g equals 72. You may have written it like this: g times 2 plus 6 equals 72. That's also correct, but please note that this one's a little bit better. And the reason is because 2 is a number that's being multiplied by the variable g, and 2 is called a coefficient. Okay? Now, a coefficient is typically in front of the variable. It's really helpful when we get into later algebra or more advanced algebra. So just get in the habit of writing a number that's being multiplied by the variable as in front of the variable rather than behind. It's just a little bit better, although technically both are correct. Okay, so write an equation for the word sentence below. 3 times the number x is 33. Try this one on your own. Pause the video. Press play when you're ready. Okay, so 3 times the number x is 33. You should have had something like this. You probably mentally can figure out what x is. We're getting into that next. So be thinking about how to solve for variables. Okay, now this one's a lot trickier. So try this one on your own first, and then we'll check it together. I'll read it first before you begin. By working 8 hours for K dollars an hour, Kim earns a total of $50. Pause the video. Press play when you're ready. Okay, so by working 8 hours for K dollars an hour, so that's K dollars per hour, right? She works 8 hours, so that would be probably 8K. Notice I put 8 in front of the variable because coefficients typically go in front. Kim earns a total of $50. Now you may have thought, wow, there's no is. So is it an expression or an equation? Well, this is still a statement of equality between two things. So 8K, 8 times the number of hours she worked, is equal to $50. So this one's a little bit different because you don't see the word is. But you do know that those two things, 8k and 50, are equivalent to each other. That's why it's an equation. Okay. Mark has Q quarters worth a total of $12.50. Pause the video, try this one. This one's even harder than the last one. Okay, so Mark has Q quarters worth a total of $12.50. You're probably thinking to yourself, a quarter is worth 25 cents. Okay, if I multiply Q, the number of quarters, by 25 cents, I should have however much money I have. So let's see. A couple of different ways to do this. You could have written 25Q equals 1,250. This is in terms of pennies, right? We have 1,250 cents. Or you could have written it a different way. I probably would have done it like this. 25 cents times the number of quarters equals $12.50. Either way works. This is in terms of cents. The first one is in terms of cents, and the second one is in terms of dollars. It's just depending on what you're more comfortable with. Some of you guys may not want to work with decimals, and the first equation is a way to manipulate your work so that you aren't working with decimals. Okay, a number times 4 is 6 less than twice the number. Pause the video and try this one. Press play when you're ready. Okay, so 4 times a number n, so that would be 4n. Notice that 4 is in front of the n, is equals 6 less than twice the number. Give yourself a pat on the back if you wrote minus 6 or plus the opposite of 6 instead of 6 minus. All right, here's another one. The sum of the numbers a, b, and c is twice the number a. Pause this video and try it on your own. Okay, the sum of a, b, and c, which sum of means addition, right, is equals twice the number a. Should have ended up with a plus b plus c equals 2a. Give yourself a pat on the back if you wrote the 2 in front of the a. Okay, new problem. The number r increased by t is t less than twice the number r. Try this one on your own. Pause the video and press play when you're ready. This one's tough. Okay, so r plus t equals 2r minus t. Again, we have that tricky t less than, right? So that would be minus t. That one's tricky. Okay, now this one is technically not an equation. This one's actually an expression, the next consecutive whole number after n, but we're going to use this expression in order to create an equation for the next problem, which is a Mathlete Shot-worthy problem. The next consecutive whole number after m. So a whole number is, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Consecutive means one after the other. So I guess in real life you see the word consecutive when you think of consecutive wins. So that means they've had, if a team has had 5 consecutive wins, that means they've won 5 in a row. The next consecutive number after 5 would be 6. The next consecutive after 7 would be 8. Things like that. So try to write an expression that represents the next consecutive whole number after m. Press pause and play the video when you are ready. Okay, so the next consecutive whole number after m is m plus 1. Give yourself 2 pats in the back if you got that one right. And we are ready for our final Mathlete Shot question of the day. Okay. Mathlete Shot question. Write an equation for the words and it's below. Now this one's something that I do a lot with my 7th grade. This is a word problem my 7th grade does. So if you can understand this one, you can write an equation that works. You will learn a Mathlete Shot. Woo! Okay, so the sum of a whole number n and the next 3 consecutive whole numbers is 108. Now I'm going to underline a couple of things. And should cue you off that you're working with addition. The sum of, so sum of also lets you know that you're working with addition. A whole number in the next 3 consecutive whole numbers is, equation is 108. Do your best, try to create an equation that works. I don't want you to solve, I just want you to create an equation. Show me tomorrow, and if you are right, you will earn a Mathlete Shot. Thank you so much for listening, and I can't wait to see you during our next class period. This is Ms. Homer, signing off.